JP news dropped right after I finished the video. The new unit is very significant for Sephiroth. Lucille is coming on June 1st for JP. She looks to be a heck of a support unit for Sephiroth to combat Great Sword. I will include a team featuring her in the sample team section. Now back to the showcase. KT7 up here. Today, I will review and showcase AC Sephiroth. He is a 100 cost fire unit in the Katana group. His sub-jobs are Soldier and Axe Knight. Sephiroth is the first unit that can inflict the curse status, which can prevent your enemy from healing and reviving. A very strong status in the current meta. As usual, I will go over his kit, his VC, a few sample teams, and end with a few matches with him. Let's get started. First up is TMR. It is an accessory. The stats are HP 281, Defense 10, Accuracy 5, and Crit Evade 5. The abilities are 4 turns self-haste and accuracy up 30. This is a very good TMR even without any agility from the stats. The accuracy boost is another huge plus. Highly recommended, especially if you don't have a haste TMR. Next is weapon type resistances. 25 to slash, 15 to strike, 5 to missile, and 5 to magic. Only negative is to pierce, at -10. His status ailment resistances are 10 to frostbite, 50 to paralysis, and 50 to slow. Having some frostbite resistance is good, but he is a 97 faith unit. Status ailments is a concern for him. But having high faith will maximize his chance to land curse. The return outweighs the risk. Next is stats comparison. Rank 2nd in attack at 469. His agility can be at 77 with his support ability. Luck at 189, he can be semi-evasive if you build for it. He also have access to jump too. He is not the most accurate unit, but he does have sure hits. Moving on to his master ability and 140 upgrades. His master ability gives him acquired AP up 30% and unit resistance 15. At level 140 he gets healing power 15, debuff reduction 15, and upgrade to his job level 25 ability to become a sure hit. With the right setup, his debuff reduction can reach the cap at 80. The healing power-up will boost the amount of healing from his damage absorption. Next, the Mass Immune, AC. The general ability is slash penetration 20. For Sephiroth only, he gets slash attack 15, AP consumption down 15, and physical wide area guard 15%. I recommend building 1 assault and 1 crit type. This is his best weapon in terms of dealing damage. The wide area guard is from weapon cannot be dispel. The TOR item gives him physical damage up 10% and type chain resistance 30. He also gets the unit resistance 10 and acquired AP up 40%. Moving over to his support abilities. Number 1 gives him 40 defense penetration, 40 slash penetration, and 40 AoE resistance penetration. Plus a 4 times 50% all damage barrier at start of battle. This is a top tier support ability, be sure to give it to him. Just like Cloud, he has penetration against everything. Support number 2 gives him agility 12%, jump +1, and the float status. I highly recommend this one as well. It can put Sephiroth in the mid 110 even without a high agility TMR. His reaction ability is Reflex, the best reaction in the game. Fire Veritas has a reaction block rate debuff, it will make me hate Reflex even more. Next is LB, the highlight of his kit. It is a diamond-shaped AoE that can hit up to 6 panels away. Before damage lower targets all elemental resistance by 20 for 3 turns, then deals extra large damage. Also, 67% chance to inflict curse for 3 turns. His LB has the highest attack range in his kit. He can be baited to use it on the wrong unit, this is usually my way of dealing with him. Curse is a status effect. When a unit is inflicted by it, it cannot recover HP and cannot be revived. The unit cannot perform or receive any healing, and re-raise will go off but the unit will immediately falls back down. For reference, I have listed the faith value comparison on the screen. This LB is the reason why Sephiroth is ranked so high in many players' opinion. It can take away auto healback, damage absorption, and re-raise. The key survival mechanics of many of the most meta units. Be sure to get a curse resistance Truststone, especially if you are going for Sephiroth. He needs it. Moving on to his buffing abilities. First is cross-shaped group buff. Grants the group AoE resistance 25, and dispel haste on hit for 4 turns. For himself, he gets re-raise, AP auto restore medium for turns, and all elemental resistance up 20 if he has re-raise or AP auto restore active. The all elemental resistance will stack with any additional single element resistance up buffs. However, it can be dispelled even if he has re-raise or AP restore online. Next is self buff. The priority of this depends on which TMR you have on him. Test it out. This ability grants him an additional reaction ability to preemptive counter against slash and strike type attack for 4 turns, with a 67% proc rate. Debuff reduction 30, reaction block rate up 100, and crit evasion up 50 for 4 turns. With this buff active, he can achieve 80 debuff reduction with the right VCs. But I usually turn this ability off because I like to give him Bradley's TMR. Moving on to his attacks. The first one on the list is a diamond AoE that can hit up to 5 panels away. Before damage, increase his defense penetration by 40 for 3 turns, remove courage from targets, and dispel their active wide area guard. Then deals large damage, and absorb 50% of the damage. Diamond-shaped courage removal is so good, many meta units depends on courage, even new Gilgamesh. Plus it dispels wide area guard and damage absorb. This ability is OP. If he can reach the enemies with both his LB and this attack, the AI usually uses the LB first, then this ability. The second ability is a unit attack that has a range of 4. Before damage, lower target's slash resistance by 60% for 3 turns, then deals a 3-hit medium damage. Slash resistance shred is very nice when he is not running a slash penetration up VC. The third attack is the low AP ability, a straight line unit attack, with range of 3. Deals small damage, and absorb 100% of damage dealt. The last ability on the list is an AoE sure hit attack, and a 3x3 square shaped. Before damage, lower target's AoE resistance by 60% for 3 turns, then deals medium damage. This is another high damage ability from his kit. Sephiroth is one of the strongest AoE attacker, even though he does not have any select multiple targets abilities, his penetration and resistance shred are more than enough to make up for it. That's all for his main kit, moving on to his sub jobs. First, his main sub. The first ability on the list is a cross-shaped AoE with range up to 4. Deals medium damage, and a 25% chance to inflict 3 turns berserk. The other ability is an instant self-heal. Recover 40% of his max HP. His main sub is good but not the best for him. Let's move on to his soldier sub. The support ability is self-sacrifice, giving him 60% attack and lower all attack type resistances by 3. A 60% attack increase is very significant with his 467 based attack, but you are giving up a lot of agility, I don't recommend it. The counter ability is counter slash. The two notable abilities from Soldier are Paralyzing Edge, a sure hit, and Grim Reaper, it has a chance to inflict doom and immobilize. I don't recommend Soldier at all, and other sure hit is nice but it is just outdated. Let's move on to Axe Knight. The support abilities are Axe Knight Lore and Chivalric Metal. If you want to give him more attack, Axe Knight Lore is the one I recommend. It gives him 24% attack and AP consumption down 25%. He does have AP Auto Restore, but when Veritas TMR is very common in the meta, this can help him dish out more attacks. The reaction ability is Willing Protector. 30% chance to increase surrounding allies' AoE resistance. This is not bad, but I still like Reflex better. The two notable abilities are Knight's Remedy and Sleeper Sweep. Knight's Remedy recovers less HP compared to his main sub ability, but it can cure a bunch of status, which is very handy, especially if you are running him at 97 faith. It can cure Frostbite, a great way to deal with new Gilgamesh on a larger map. Sleeper Sweep can inflict sleep, and has a modifier boost if he can catch 3 units at once. I highly recommend Axe Knight, you can take advantage of his high faith. That's all for his kit, moving on to his VC. The Lifestream Vision card, I already talked about it in the last video, so I won't spend too much time on it. The summary is, this is the first and only unit resistance card for the Katana group. I highly suggest to pick this up if you are going for Sephiroth. Next equipments, Truststone and Espers. Mass Immune is his highest damage weapon, and it also has 15% physical wide area guard, a very good choice. However, if you want to make him even faster, or if you are giving him attack up support, then the Heaven's Cloud +1. At +1, it has 10% max HP recovery on crit hits for the user. And the human resistance goes up from 5 to 10. The +1 is not available in global yet, but it should arrive soon. But if you can't get all the materials, stick to mass immune. In the second slot, Cloud's cell phone is the best choice. It frees up Truststone slots and gives him 10% more physical damage. Marshmallow Hat can give him some status resistances, and the Pod 153 is a good choice if he is not on his agility up support. In the TMR slot, haste or agility. You can also give him Viga's TMR for the berserk chance. For a semi-evasion build, Heaven's Cloud +1 and the Winter Coat are currently the best choices. Winter Coat has 10 light resistance, which will help him against Cloud. In the TMR slot, give me Evasion TMR or Bromwell's TMR for more luck. His evasion build is actually very good, might be better than Bruiser build on Mono Fire. Pizarro's card makes evasion build very easy for fire. Next, Truststone. On the left, Vital and Luck are both good. Vital can give his more elemental resistance, which plays very well with his buff. Luck can improve his hit rate, evasion, and crit avoid. I recommend to give him either elemental resistance or ailment resistance on the abilities. On the right, agility is the best choice. The ability listed here are for the mass immune. If you are giving him Dark Ifrit, you can forego reaction block. For Heaven's Cloud +1, follow the yellow texts. For his Espers, Dark Ifrit is overall the best choice. For max damage, go with Dark Bahamut. Regular Odin is always good, and Dark Odin is another great choice for evasion. He can also go with the elemental resistance route. Before going into sample teams, I want to show the reason why he is ranked so high among JP players. The curse status from his LB is an easy to achieve winning condition. That makes him fit on any setup. Just give him an agility card plus an offensive card, he can be on any team. His job is to inflict curse and that's all. At the moment, curse is very difficult to deal with. If you are running a strong DPS next to him, it is fine if he is slower. He can hang in the back, let your enemy group up, then he goes for the LB. Until they release a TMR that can nullify curse, he will be very effective. He can basically fit on any team, and that is the reason why he is ranked among the top of many tier lists. I apologize for this awkward edit. I want to briefly go over Lucille's info. She is a 100 cost lightning unit in the staff devout group. Her LB can give her and one teammate re-raise. Also, lower physical damage taken while re-raise is active. And give them re-raise removal ceiling on hit. The second ability that was shown is an AoE heal. It can reach up to 7 panels away. It also increases the allies' type chain and elemental chain resistance for 3 turns. The last known ability is a select 2 buff. Gives the units haste, dispel courage on hit, HP auto heal back, and water resistance up. Plus a 4 times all damage barrier for her. That's not all. I expect she will have Rite of Safe Passage from Supplicant, which will increase allies' light, dark, and AoE resistance. She is just the support Sephiroth needs to fight Great Sword. The light, dark, and water resistance buff will stack with his all-elemental resistance. I think she will fit in very well with Soul and Sephiroth. The team should look something like what I have on the screen. Sephiroth no longer needs a haste TMR, that makes him a lot speedier. Anyways, I just wanted to include this piece of information in the video, so you guys can make a well-informed decision. Now back to sample teams. Okay, now the first team I have prepared is a mixed Katana and Red Mage team, with new Gilgamesh and SummerGlaciela. Gilgamesh will arrive on GL in a couple weeks, and SummerGlaciela should be coming back soon. It is the strongest Sephiroth setup in my opinion. Curse from Sephiroth, Frostbite and follow-up attacks from Gilgamesh, this combo is so strong. SummerGlaciela has her own TMR for the water and fire resistance buff. Give the tank one of the elemental resistance TMR, it will stack with Sephiroth's all resistance up buff. Sephiroth is on Axe Knight sub, with both of his main support abilities and main job reaction. I gave him Heaven's Cloud +1 for higher crit rate and more agility. The only VC that hasn't been released on GL is the Ice Chariot card, it will come 1 week after Gilgamesh. This card supports all 3 units, and it is really good for the 2 guys here. It has 18% agility and 20 crit damage. Along with Sildraw's 15 crit rate, these 2 VCs are the power drivers of this team. The focus is to build Gilgamesh's crit rate and crit damage. Then let his follow-up attack to deal majority of the damage off Sephiroth's AoE attacks. Curse will take away any heal back and re-raise. Gil should be able to land crit consistently. These two are great together. Sephiroth's defense penetration starts at 50 and will reach 90 for 3 turns when he uses his large AoE attack. Slash pen at 68, with no way to increase it mid-fight. 40 AoE penetration and active wide guard dispel, plus AoE resistance shred. His debuff resistance can reach the cap, 80, with his active buff. The two VCs that make this possible are the Seaside Showdown on SummerGlaciela and Shinrui on Gilgamesh. I think this is the best Sephiroth team currently available on JP. If you opted to give him Mass Immune, his agility should be at 122, which is 6 lower than what I have here. But he gains 15 physical wide guard and 20 more slash penetration. Dwayne's VC can take the place of Seaside Showdown. It is a more offensive option. This team requires a lot of new releases, but it is really strong. I will show them off in sample matches. The second team I have prepared is the Katana team with new Dario and Kadaj. I have OG Astrius showing here since I don't have the unit. Astrius is still a pretty strong unit. Or OG Sephiroth's LB is not outdated. A full Katana team can be really speedy. The two DPS can both reach close to 130 agility if not higher. Dario's aura can help reduce damage from Gilgamesh's follow-up attacks. Even though he is a wind unit, he is helpful in that matchup. There are many VCs for this group. You can even put Dwayne's VC in the sub slot for more AoE resistance and physical man-eater. Fire Oberon is another DPS option for this team. If you are running him, the Dark Tetra VC can replace the Lifestream card. If you are looking for a more magic-oriented setup, you can check out the setup on the left. A full Katana team is a lesser version of the Great Sword team. The damage and bulk are not quite there. Both the light and dark resistance cards are magic-based, so are the agility cards. They are really holding back Sephiroth. But worry not, I know for a fact that Katana is just getting started. There are at least 2 more known story characters that are Katana users. This is not the final form for this weapon group. The third team is the Fire Mixed Wind team with Wind Veritas and Folk. There are lots of VC crossovers between Fire Wind and Katana Spear. Both Fly Glaciela and Dario can take the place of Folk. Since there is no slash penetration support from vision cards, I gave Sephiroth the Mass Immune for the 20 slash penetration and 15% physical wide guard. Folk can seal buff dispel and re-raise removal. He is the best protector of Sephiroth. Wind Veritas' sub VC is the flex slot. I gave him the accuracy card here. It has 13 crit rate for Sephiroth on top of the 13 accuracy for all 3 units. Almost any VC will work here. Regular Ifrit is a great choice for more attack for the DPS units. This team is good at baiting out ice teams in guild battle. But besides that, I don't see much use. Next, we have Monofire with Soul and Folk, a typical tank and 2 DPS setup. Both Cetia and Shawls will work on this team as well. Soul is an awesome AP depletion unit. You can give the tank Wind Veritas' TMR to complete that strategy. This team also brings a lot of status ailments. Sephiroth has Curse and Sleep, Soul has Poison, and they are both high faith units. It is very difficult to defend against all of them. Plus they are great at removing courage. With a monofire team such as this one, they have access to the remaining Blessings VC, which give them 24 light resistance and 20 AoE resistance. This team can go toe-to-toe against full Great Sword. The Dark Crystal item on Folk has 25 type chain resistance. It can help him mitigate some slash chain damage. 2 of the most important monofire VCs are limited. If you miss the Death Machine for 20 AoE resistance, you can use the MR, Blood on the Ice card for AoE resistance 15. If you have missed the Sorrow card, the best replacement is the Brachiosaur. It only has 8% agility, but it is a combo VC with unit resistance and agility. Or you can put another offensive card such as Dark Tetra in the sub slot in that setup. Next we have a couple more monofire teams. The Semi-Evade team on the left is the best Sephiroth fire team. Sorrow's card has 35% luck along with 15% agility. Just put the Secrets of the Heart in the sub slot, you have half of an evasion setup already. There are many sure hits out there, but all 3 units have physical barriers, and they can heal. Folk is quite evasive as well, teams with subpar accuracy will have a hard time hitting them. The team on the right is a physical fire setup with Oberon and Shawls. I never got a chance to play with Oberon on JP, so I don't know how good this team can be. Let me know how this team works out. Okay, that's all the team I am showing today. Before sample matches, let's go over the weapon group VCs and my final thoughts. I will not spend much time on the VCs, since I have already featured many of them. There are many cards for this group, they are more than ready, but the units are not quite there just yet. The crossover with Black Mage could be a thing in the future. Now my final thoughts on Sephiroth. He is a top tier unit because his curse LB is a clear and easy to achieve winning condition. He can be on any team, all he needs is an agility VC and he can go out there curse the enemy and take away their survival mechanic. Without it, he is still a top tier damage dealer. Just like Cloud, he can penetrate a lot of resistances in the game. He has 2 large AoE attacks in his main kit, one can dispel wide area guard and remove courage. The other is a 60% AoE resistance shred sure hit. His survival mechanics are the 4x 50% physical damage barrier, all elemental resistance, damage absorption, re-raise, and top tier debuff reduction. He is very well rounded on both offense and defense. Even though he does not have select multiple targets attacks that can hit all directions, but he has access to jump too, he usually can get to a spot that can hit multiple targets. Overall, I think he is a great unit for both new and veteran players. Just like Dark Sephiroth, the effect of his LB is timeless. He is a good unit to put on all kinds of teams. I also believe we are at the dawn of the Katana group, they have already introduced 2 Katana characters. I think we will see them soon. But if you don't want to wait, one of his best teammate Gilgamesh is right around the corner. Now let's go to some sample matches. The first match of the day is Mono Fire against Full Great Sword. I will have another match against an Astrius variant. Sephiroth's first action, Group Buff. AoE resistance 25, and Dispel Haste on hit for the group. For himself, Re-Raise, AP Auto-Restore Medium for 4 turns, General Dispel on hit also 4 turns, and all elemental resistance up 20 while Re-Raise or AP Restore is active. Second action, his own TMR. Haste and accuracy up 30 for 4 turns. Folk is on Grimoire Keeper for the 7.5k physical barrier. Now that Sephiroth can hit all 3 units with his LB, he will use that first. Before damage, lower targets all elemental resistance by 20 for 3 turns, then deals extra large damage. And 67% chance to inflict curse. It landed on Jum and A2, they cannot heal or revive for the next 3 turns. Re-Raise from A2 went off, but she fell right back down. Sephiroth's 4-hit physical barrier and all elemental resistance up are still active, he is taking Jum's attack quite well. This is his job level 25 ability, a sure hit attack. Before damage lower targets AoE resistance by 60% for 3 turns, then deals damage medium. This is Sealing Cleave from Max Knight. Before damage, lower targets reaction rate by 100, then deals damage small. I forgot to turn this off, so he didn't use his HP absorption attack from his main kit. Next up, we have Mixed Katana and Red Mage against Mono Water. Group buff, AoE res 25 and Dispel Haste on hit. For self only, Re-Raise, AP Auto Restore, General Dispel on hit, and all elemental resistance up 20. Glaciela has her own TMR to increase water and fire resistance for the group. The effect stacks with Sephiroth's all elemental resistance. Try to work it into your rotation. Gilgamesh's follow-up attack is online. We are ready to deal some damage. Sephiroth goes in for the LB. Before damage, lower targets all elemental resistance by 20 for 3 turns, then deals extra large damage. And 67% chance to inflict curse. This is the combo I was looking for. Gilgamesh to follow up on Sephiroth's AoE attacks. Even though curse did not land on any of the enemy, that is totally fine. My team has a lot of damage. Purine just used Vortex Kick, and my Sephiroth has the float status, so it did not damage him. This is Sephiroth's Diamond AoE. Before damage, increase his defense penetration by 40 for 3 turns, remove courage, and dispel target's active wide area guard. Then deals large damage, and absorb 50% of the damage. This team is very powerful and super fun to play around with. Next we are going up against Mono Fire. After this match, I will have one more match featuring Semi-Evasion against Great Sword. I am running Haze TMR on Sephiroth, but his own debuff reduction self-buff is very good. Self-haste is not a must-have, especially if he is equipped with Heaven's Cloud +1. Haste is mainly to combat the super high-speed Great Sword teams out there. This is the last match of the day. Semi-Evade Fire against Great Sword with Astrius. Sephiroth is a great unit, but Fire Element's vision cards are not the best, and couple of the essential ones are limited. Semi-evasion setup might be the best option for now. Good evasion plus Soul's AP damage, this team can beat many meta teams. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.
邪魔をする。この場は力を貸してやる。これを受け取って。よく見てる。じゃあ無駄。俺に力を。私は月、真理の月だ。消え去る。すべての漆黒の歪みこそ命の方。どこ見てる。痛い。消え去れ。吹っ飛べ。やっ。遅い。邪魔をする。美しき真理だ。ご苦労。落ちる。邪を滅する。やっ。無駄だ。すべての世にキス。私は月、真理の月だ。祝福。